What's up, everybody? We did a few things this weekend and I'm going to show you what all we did and what the plan is. So we went and did a little bit of shopping. We still have to hang it up, but we got this from Kirkland's. My son Brandon and his wife Brittany had one in their house and I absolutely loved it, and they told me they got it at Kirkland's, and Kirkland's was having a big sale. So we went and got that yesterday. Today, we went and got, ignore all Dave's clothes on the bed, but we went and got matching lamps for the bedroom. Now, to me, that has been a long time coming, because when we bought the house in North Carolina in Southport, that was 6 years ago. We talked about we can get matching lamps for our bedroom, because when we moved into the house in Southport, that's when we bought this furniture. So we bought, you know, 2 side tables that matched, and we bought the bed, and we bought this dresser to keep our TV in. And we always said we can buy matching lamps, because for years we only had one lamp, and I'll show you where that one lamp ended up. But yes, I'm happy to say that we finally, after 6 years, have matching lamps in our master bedroom. Now, backstory to that. Yesterday when we went shopping, we went to Kirkland's, and then we also went to Bed Bath & Beyond because we wanted to get a shower bench for the shower, which I will show you that in a few minutes. But we found these lamps. We found 2. I know you only see one. The story is coming. But we found these lamps at Bed Bath & Beyond for 25 bucks. They were $60. They were marked down for 25 bucks with the lampshades. We thought, oh my God, they're perfect. We found a deal. Well, got them home, and I used rubbing alcohol to take the sticker off that was on here. And I don't know if it comes through on camera, but the finish looks like this. It's kind of got a green tint to it. Well, I guess that green tint is actually a coating that's on the glass itself. The rubbing alcohol kind of took off that finish. So I was so upset that that kind of ruined the finish, but it's really not that noticeable from far away. I said, okay, no big deal. Nobody's gonna be like right up on top of our lamps. Well, I went to go on the other one. I went to go take this knob off to take the lampshade off so that I could get the sticker off of the other lamp, and I was going to use Windex for that one. This knob fell off, bounced off to this, and broke the other lamp. I was so upset. Let me let you hear from Dave about how upset I was. So yeah. So tell everybody how upset I was yesterday that I broke that lamp.
Ugly crying. Ugly crying. Over a $25 lamp. Though we got a good deal on it and it was a super nice lamp, ugly crying. I thought she done knocked down a wall in the house. How bad she was crying when she came outside when I was washing the vehicles. I was nervous. I was nervous to go into the house to find a wall completely just knocked down. That's how distraught she was.
I was like really upset. I was ugly crying because I so wanted matching lamps for the bedroom, and we only paid $25 a lamp, and that was like a great deal, and I ruined them. I was devastated. We finally have matching lamps, so we went to Home Goods and looked around, and we found these. They were a great deal too. So we got both lamps for a little bit more than what we got the other lamps for. And now that lamp can live in our living room now. The other upgrade that we did this weekend was we bought a shower bench for the shower. This is the first weekend that we haven't been to a park since we bought our passes. And we had plans to go to Animal Kingdom. We were gonna do that. Had a pretty cool fast pass to do one of the drawings. But I was so tired last night. We still had all this stuff to do. We still had to clean out the inside of the vehicles so that we could take pictures of the inside so that we can list them to try to sell them. We also need to hang up the mantle. I mean, that mantle's been sitting there for 3 weeks now. And if we went to a park today, none of that stuff would have got done. So I said, let's just stay at home this weekend, relax, do some of the things that we need to do, and then we can plan to go to the park next weekend. It's really hot today. It's like 100 degrees with the heat index. So I was like, you know what? I just really want to hang around the house today, get some of the stuff that we need to get done, and hang out in the pool and have some drinks. So that's what we're doing. I will show you where and ignore all of this. I am washing today from having our guests last weekend. But this is where our one lamp that we have had for years ended up in this bedroom. I don't know if it'll stay there because it's kind of modern, and this furniture is kind of modern, but I do have plans for all the bedrooms eventually. It's going to take a while to get the house to where we really want it. Of course, I like the farmhouse shabby chic kind of style, but with the bedrooms, I'm thinking about doing like Disney themed bedrooms, not like gaudy kind of themes, but I guess you could say like inspired, like maybe a Rapunzel inspired bedroom or a Cinderella inspired bedroom. We finally got around to hanging the mantle, and it is hung a little high, but we wanted to, when somebody's sitting in this chair eating, we didn't want them to hit it or bump into it and knock everything off of it that we put on there. And we also plan to hang, you know, some things around here, maybe some Disney collectible plates or something like that. And we hung the home sign there above the TV, and the sign that used to be here we hung over Dave's man cave. So all the hanging is finally done. Right, Emma? So to add to our home vlog today, we were going to talk about the differences that we found buying a house in North Carolina versus buying a house in Florida. We decided to buy a house in Southport, North Carolina.
Build.
Yeah, well, we bought the house, but we had the house built. That builder was Pulte Homes, and we looked at their models and we decided on a model that we liked. And Emma, she's over there barking at the beach ball that's floating around in the neighbor's pool. We purchased through a builder, and you know, of course the house had to be built. We had to put a down payment on the like a deposit. And then we went into the office, we picked out all the finishes, what we wanted for our flooring, fixtures, light fixtures, paint, things like that, the finishes on the outside of the house, siding, stone, so on and so forth. And I will insert a picture here of the house that we actually built in Southport. We drove there almost every single, at least 3 or 4 times a week, and especially on the weekends, to look at the progress. Of course, we did final walkthroughs, things like that, and then Dave had a girl at State Farm that he worked through, and she came out, took pictures of the house, and that was it. I mean, we went to the lawyer's office, signed papers, and got our keys. That process only took maybe an hour, if that. And then we moved into the house, and the rest is history. Now, when we moved here to Florida, we did not go through a builder. We bought an existing house. We were not able to buy a house right away. We thought that when we moved from North Carolina to Florida, we may be able to buy a house right away, because when we did sell our house in North Carolina, we did walk with a significant amount of money to be able to put down on a house here, to purchase a house here. We were told that since I was going to a new job within the same field, went from an ophthalmology practice to an ophthalmology practice. Dave was going to a new job within the same field, from a heating and air conditioning company to a heating and air conditioning company. And we were told that since we were doing that and not changing professions, just changing jobs, I was going to be making the same amount of money, he was going to be making more money. So we were told that we probably would not have a waiting period, that we would pretty much be able to purchase a house right away, but that wasn't the case. We moved here, we stayed in an Airbnb for, 2 months? A month and a half?
6 weeks, yeah, a month and a half.
And then we had to find a house to rent for at least 6 months. We started talking to a lender.
Cross country mortgage.
We went through cross country mortgage, and it was just out of pure luck that happened. Dave, with the new company that Dave started with, he had to train with several different departments just to know how those departments worked. And he was with one of the plumbers, and he went to Cleve Loveland's house, which he owns Loveland Properties. And he just got to talking to him and talked about how we had to find somewhere to live, that we were having some problems finding some short-term rentals, or some rentals for 6 months or less than a year. We didn't want to have to rent for a whole year. We wanted to do either 6 to 8 months. And Cleve hooked him up with Cross Country Mortgage, and Cleve also hooked us up with a rental that we only rented for 6 months. Cross Country Mortgage was awesome. That whole process was easy, but the differences were, number one, we had to wait for 6 months because we had moved from one state to another. Number two, insurance, the home insurance was different. We had the option to, what was the option? You could
you could pay a flat fee to opt out of the mortgage insurance. A lot of times you have to have at least 20% equity into a house before you can even, refinance and get rid of the mortgage insurance if you choose to do that. But in our case, I found out if you pay $2,400 flat fee, it opted you out of the mortgage insurance for the whole term, which made sense.
30 years, which does make a lot of sense if you have the money to do it, because if you don't opt out of it, you're going to be spending so much more than $2,400 within a 30-year
Yeah, I think
term.
It was about $80 a month.
Yeah, if you keep your house that long. I think in North Carolina, if you got, paid your mortgage up to a point where you did have that 20% in there, you could opt out of the PMI.
Yeah, you'd refinance and
refinance the loan, and then have a shorter or a less expensive mortgage payment. But that was not offered to us in North Carolina. It was offered to us here, so that was a difference. And it was also a difference with the insurance as far as we had to wait for an inspection. So someone had to come out, and I guess it's because of all the hurricanes that are here in Florida, and a lot of people have roof damage from the hurricanes and things like that. So we had to wait for a representative from the insurance company to come and inspect our house, and he had to inspect the whole outside. He had to get up on the roof and make sure that our roof was okay, because we had heard that if they said that our roof was not what they deemed up to par, that they would make us replace our whole roof
or cancel the insurance policy.
So that made us really nervous. That was the difference. That they don't do that in North Carolina.
Well, they do an inspection, but they don't.
It's not as intense, I guess, because we were hearing from people of, they're going to make you do that, and if you don't do that, you just won't be able to get homeowners insurance. And
yeah,
we were really nervous about that. So that ended up all okay, but that is a difference. We didn't have that pins and needles feeling and nervous feeling about having someone tell you, if you don't replace your roof, we're going to cancel your home insurance.
Yeah, but I think buying a house in Florida was a whole lot easier than buying a house in North Carolina, or at least building one in North Carolina, because that was almost a nightmare, to the point where I about got fed up and told Pulte to stick it up there, you know what.
With this mortgage through Cross Country Mortgage, I mean, basically all we had to do was just sign papers. They didn't, I mean, yeah, we had to give them bank statements. That's with any type of mortgage, but that's all we had to do.
Yeah, well, they did all the legwork. The whole process, buying a house in Florida was 100 times easier than North Carolina, but there's always a flip side. The insurance, to insure a house in Florida, it's literally, at least for us, it's almost doubled.
Yeah.
To insure this house compared to what we had. In the last house, we were 2 miles from the ocean, 1.5 miles from the intercoastal waterway.
Yeah.
And here we're in Central Florida. You know, we're not in a floodplain. You know,
Yeah.
it's crazy, but the insurance here
Yeah,
is nuts.
We do have hurricanes here, but it's not like we're on the coast. Overall, I would say it was a whole lot easier buying a house in Florida than it was buying a house in North Carolina. Not everybody may have that same experience, but that was our experience.
Yes.
So that's it, guys. That is our differences of buying a house in North Carolina versus buying a house in Florida. And we couldn't be happier with the decision that we made. And if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below. And please like, subscribe, and comment.
Hit that bell.
Yep, hit that bell
hit it.
so that you can know when we have new videos up. And see you guys in the next video.
Yep. Bye.